storm rolling and your spirit low. Heart feel heavy and you moving slow. Tears on your face, but you hide.
Thank you for meeting us on Powerfully Broken Podcast, where we break unhealthy relationships that negatively impact our mental health. Today on our show, we have Stephanie Brooks with us, and she's going to talk a little bit about being a mother, a minister, the kink community. A lot of times when we're in relationships, we have a hard time talking about sex, what we enjoy, what we don't enjoy, what we wish our partner would do, what we wish our partner would stop doing. And so she's going to tell us how to have some of those open and honest dialogue around sex in our relationship. Thank you for being with us today.
You're welcome. I think that it's important to understand that your identity and how you view sex plays an important part in your conversation. If you are a person, particularly as a woman, that's not comfortable with talking about it, like, he should just know, like, I don't want to say, or worse, endure some piss poor sex.
Your grocery list.
Like, oh God, what did I just do here? Those all start in you. You have to be comfortable with you are as a woman, and you have to understand that nobody can read your mind. Nobody knows how to please you but you. And if you don't communicate those things, you're doing yourself a disservice and that person, especially if they love you. Because one thing about a man, if he loves you, he gonna look in the scalp of your hair like, wait a minute, okay, I think I like that. And they're going to do whatever it takes. And so you're the only person sitting there feeling a kind of way, not communicating. Because when a man loves you, he wants that information. And he's going to take that information, make it his, and then it's going to manifest later. And you're going to be like, dang, why did I let all these other dumbass times go past when I could have just said, this is what I need, this is what I like. So to, I guess, just give you one thing to say, what do you need to do is know yourself. And I'm saying no, not just know what you like physically. I'm saying no, like, okay, Anthony, Joe, Bob, Ralph, whoever you're talking to, whoever you're talking to.
Right.
This is an awkward statement. This is an awkward conversation for me, but these are some areas that we need to work on. And, you know, if you're talking to an emotionally intelligent man, he'll be able to sit back and say, okay, baby, tell me what you need. Now, if you're talking to a dumbass who doesn't have the comprehension to understand that, don't take it personal. This is not about what you're not doing. Like, that's, see, now, yeah, just cut it off. Just stop and reevaluate if this is the person you're supposed to be with. Because your person is going to want
that information.
Like, it's going to be like, oh, okay. Because
that's how men win.
Men, they like to win, and that's how they communicate affection.
Yeah. At
the end of the day, that is how a man communicates affection. So if he really loves you and that's your person, he gonna be like, all right, this is not about me. This is about what she needs so I could take it to the next level. And then once he get that information, now when you sitting there looking stupid after the fact, like, oh shit, I gotta go to work. I gotta get these kids some food.
Right.
I gotta take kids to practice. Like, this dude just blew my whole brain back. Like,
right.
But
because when they find the button, they lay on.
Once they have that information, that's when they
unstoppable.
That's the ticket. It shows up in every area. Now you at the mall and they finding you sneakers, or they finding you a bag. Yeah, because it's like, I got this. Like, I know what to do. Okay, so I could go on and on about that. Go ahead. Next question.
Trauma. Everybody is not always open about being a survivor of trauma. When you've been in a moment, so for example, there was a moment when, and I've only had this happen once, but it totally threw me off. I was sitting there and I was reliving a rape while I was having sex with my husband. And I was like, this is my old bedroom. This is the old person. I was aware enough to know that in the middle of that flashback, that was not the person I was with, and that was not the experience I was living.
Correct.
But not everybody's able to do that.
Right.
And instead, they may avoid having sex altogether. How do you have that conversation of what is safe play, what is not safe play, what is a trigger for you? Because sometimes the triggers are subconscious. It's smell, it's touch, it's, you know, a lot of times people are like, I have one friend who she didn't engage in oral because that was how she was molested multiple times. So having that conversation of, this is a no for me.
Right.
So how do you engage in being sexually open and free, but saying there are limits.
This segment of the Powerfully Broken podcast is brought to you by A Powerful Divorce, the book by Barbara L. Parker. It's not just about endings. It's about rediscovering who you are, reclaiming your peace, and rising stronger than ever. Because you're not just surviving, you're becoming. And that's powerful. Follow at Queen BL Parker or at BF Empowerment. Don't forget to comment, share, and subscribe to Powerfully Broken Podcast. Now back to our program.
Now, are we talking about with your husband?
Husband, friend.
So
New
to
person?
me, there's a difference. So with your husband, I feel like with your husband, I would hope that they've created a safe space for you to be able to say, look, while this was happening, I went back for a minute, but I know that this isn't. So, and then hopefully your husband is like, okay, let's talk about what happened so we don't do that again.
Right.
Now, if you're talking about somebody you met or you're dating and y'all have an experience and you have a flashback, you have to know, is this person safe to have this conversation with? Did they even know that I had been traumatized? Because how many times do we just be out here doing some wild stuff with somebody because they brought that out in you for whatever reason.
Right.
And they don't know nothing about what you was traumatized about.
Right.
So in that case, now that's a user error. That's not their fault.
Yeah.
So now do you have the ability to say like, hey, this happened, and you have to be able to discern, like, if I can have that conversation with that person. But either in any case for you, for the person who has experienced a traumatic situation and they're in a situation at some point in my life, I was in a lifestyle, and in that lifestyle, it was my job as a dominant to get that information. I had to know if you were going to be a submissive, like, yes, I want to open you up to whatever experience you want to have. Whatever that is, I can do that for you. But I need to know these backstories. So as the dominant, that I made it my business. And I don't know if it's because I was a counselor or just because that's just because of my lifestyle. I don't ever want anybody to leave an experience with me triggered.
Right.
Ever. Like, and even in that lifestyle, there's a thing called aftercare.
Yeah.
And in aftercare, even bringing that person back, if I have the knowledge of something that you experienced or something that you knew, whatever, I would be sick if you left me and you weren't okay. So you have to know that, okay, I need a minute. Let me call my close crew. Or let me sit down for a second. Whatever you need to do to bring your own self back, that's imperative, especially if you haven't communicated it to anybody who would know what was going on.
So another thing that we kind of breezed by in our B-roll was being sanctified and having conversations around sex. Because there's so much shame in the church community around being a sexual human being, but God created that for us to enjoy. But, in the context of adultery, fornication, I rarely have the conversations about when it is in that sanctified bubble, how to enjoy that and how to then go from not feeling comfortable having those conversations to emerge and move that into a place of positivity.
So there's actually a lot of layers to that.
Yeah.
Because once you surrender to the fact that I'm a child of God, I am his, he died for me, he rose for me, and I am saved. If you are okay with that level of relationship with your Heavenly Father, you could stay there and nobody's gonna mess with you. When you start saying stuff like, God, if you're not in it, I don't want it. If this ain't the path you want for me, I don't want it. If this person, I don't care how good they look, how they talk, and how much money, if this is not the person that you have ordained as a destiny helper, as my friend, as a relationship partner, as an associate, as a business partner, if you didn't bring this person here, I don't. So when you start talking like that, now you have opened up the realm, you've opened up the heavens, and he's like, okay, now they serious. Now you have to step into a different level of maturity spiritually, right?
Yeah.
So when it comes to sex, you have to know and you have to trust your relationship with your Heavenly Father. I know he made me like this. Now, What I didn't understand and what I had to learn was your journey of bisexuality, your journey of BDSM, your journey of being a lesbian, your journey of this. All of that I have brought together and formed your ministry, because now you can speak to a certain group of people who need to know they can, first of all, you don't got to feel no type of way about none of that. You are very okay with everything you did. You okay. Because guess what? His hand was on you the whole time.
Yeah.
And you can speak to a group of people who understand and are ready to embrace the fact that I don't have to be, I could sit in the first pew if I want to and be just fine. I don't have to feel no type of way about what nobody else got to say, about nothing that I went through, no choice that I made, nothing that I did. And when you get to that level of maturity and that type of relationship with your Heavenly Father, you become what's called unfuckwittable. Because you're not gonna tell me nothing about him, not never, and you're not gonna tell me there's nothing you could say to me about nothing that I did, because I dealt with it with him. He, believe me, he done convicted me, wrapped me up, brought me down, sat me down, girl. Now, okay, see, you went too far with that right there. That was not what I told you to do. So you have to, once you decide you're going to level up your relationship with him, and I say decide because it's always been about a choice. He's always given us a choice. So when you make the choice to say, I'm not going another step unless it's you. I don't want another person here with me unless you put them there. So give me the tools and skills and what I need to, look, you brought me a partner. Okay. All right. So we're going to have this sex conversation, because guess what? I like sex. So what I need you to know is this. This is what I need you to know. And this is, so are these things you can do? All right. So let's move on. Now we can get past. That's really such a small part, because really what I want to know is your heart. Yeah. Really what I want to know is how you treat people who don't matter. Really what I want to know is, are you a generous, kind, authentic, transparent person? Yeah. And if you all those things and you can crack my back, listen here, baby. Listen here. I'm not going nowhere.
Can you tell us a little bit about your ministry and how people can get connected and find you?
Okay, so the name of my ministry is called Women Who Loves Christ Ministries. I am on Instagram, Women Who Loves Christ Ministries. I am on Facebook, Women Who Loves Christ Ministries. Really, right now, going into fall right now, we're working on doing the, I ride around with them in my car currently, but basically little gift bags. So when I see people walking around with no gloves, after a couple times of giving away my coat, giving away my kids' shoes, like now I just try to be prepared overall. And so that'll be the next big thing you hear from Women Who Loves Christ right now. We're getting gloves, tissue, Purell, just little things that we keep in like a Ziploc baggie. And when you see somebody, you just give them the baggie. I do ask if they want prayer. If they don't, that's okay. That doesn't mean I don't walk away. Like, God protect them, God cover them, put a fence around them, deliver them. Like, that doesn't mean I'm not going to say my own little inside prayer, but I'm not going to just impose like, hey, let me give you this, but I got to pray for you. No, that's not how that works. So, Women Who Loves Christ Ministries, that was born as a result of taking that next step.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
This episode is proudly sponsored by BF Empowerment Center, where healing isn't just possible, it's powerful. BF Empowerment Center helps individuals break barriers, build healthier relationships, and unlock their true potential for lasting transformation. Follow at Queen BL Parker or at BF Empowerment. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Powerfully Broken Podcast, airing every Friday at 9 a.m. Powerfully Broken empowers you to overcome unhealthy relationships that negatively impact your mental health.
Powerfully broken but never defeated.